Hey guys, it's Eggwick, and in this vid, I kinda wanna share my thoughts on the title of this video. Obviously, it's a bit of a sensational title, but I've been seeing a lot more posts about players leaving the game or just falling out of love with Valorant. Before anything, I wanna make it clear that I still enjoy Valorant and I play it almost every day, but I do understand why people aren't too happy. And that's completely normal, by the way. Players aren't expected to play one game forever, and some will eventually get bored of it. But today, I want to share my own experience with Valorant and how I went from dreading playing it to actually enjoying the game again. So, as many of you know, I was a ranked grinder. Ranked is probably the main mode for most people, and that's understandable because Valorant is a competitive shooter. However, I do believe that multiplayer games like Valorant are heavily affected by who you play with and play against, and you can always take a break from the sweatiness of comp. I don't need to tell you that poor matchmaking or toxic teammates will completely ruin your experience because I'm pretty sure you already know that. However, in my experience conducting custom games and spectating players, I've come to the realization that a lot of Valorant players tend to have very big egos whilst not being very good at the game. I don't know if it's because Valorant is free and was made to be very accessible to a wide range of people, which attracts all sorts of players, or maybe it's because there's a very prominent young audience. While we really can't say what the cause is, it's no secret that most of the complaints come from the lower ranks. However, it's not to say that high ranks are free from bad actors too. I just feel like the massive ego of players coupled with the rampant toxicity in these free multiplayer games is just a recipe for a bad time. Side note, but I remember seeing this clip of Tarek sort of educating this kid on his team who was being toxic. The guy seemed to be toxic for the sake of it, mentioning that it doesn't matter in the long run and all that crap. To which Tarek replied that, your rep does matter and that he would regret it in the future. I feel like this mindset applies to a lot of players, and I do think that most of these guys don't really understand how much they're impacting the experience of others. Unfortunately, there's just not much we can do to change that. You also just have a lot of weird people in general. I mean, just look at Twitter for a bit and you'll see a bunch of people calling out others for their weird behavior. There's also so many posts about the female experience in Valorant, and that's pretty disheartening. I don't think that Valorant is any more toxic than any other big free game, but I do think the importance of comms and voice chat does make the toxic player more impactful. It's easier to ignore someone when they're just typing compared to talking. Anyway, back to my own experience, I think the biggest factor in my enjoyment of a game is really who I play with. When I stopped playing solo or with randoms and started playing with my old Apex and Halo stack, I had a lot more fun. It just lined up that some of my friends started getting into Valorant again, and so that also rejuvenated my content and love for the game. My advice would be to find a duo or a stack that you enjoy playing with. Games like Valorant aren't always meant to play solo, and hell, I'd argue that I don't mind losing too much as long as I'm with an enjoyable or fun 5-stack. Just good vibes all the way. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm sorry for the somewhat messy video, but I was asked this question by someone in my chat, and I felt like the topic was interesting enough for its own little segment. Also, thank you so much for 181k subscribers. This is Eggwick. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.